Hello, bro.
Hi. Man, did you see that celebration? Did you see that celebration?
Which celebration?
By Mudrik. Did you see that celebration?
I saw the celebration.
Oh my God. He thought you guys had already won. Oh my God. So you just need to, in football, especially when you are playing a side like Arsenal. Yes, Arsenal did not play so good today, but you have to wait till the end of the game. You don't get carried away. If Chelsea would have known that from the first half that it was sheer luck that gave them that goal. Come to think of it, you saw as the cross came, Mudrik got the header, and was it Saliba? Saliba was the one going to head the ball, and unfortunately, just imagine you are going for a dive, you are going to head the ball. Will you close your hands to go and dive for a ball? No, you fly like a dove, okay, like an eagle to go and get the ball, and that's what happened. And the ball got him on the hand. And I think that going forward, it's not just about Arsenal or any other club. We want a situation whereby referees should come at the middle and use their senses to know that some things nature cannot go against. You cannot jump to get a ball without opening your arms. If you don't open your arms, how high can you go? But that aside, big victory for, I call it a victory. Yeah, I call it a victory for Arsenal. At the end of the day, I call it a victory. Why? Because from 2 goals down, you are not playing well. You are playing so awful. And at the end of the day, you got a draw. And you are still unbeaten in the league. At least mentally for Arsenal guys out there, that's a build-up for them. And for Chelsea, it is still bringing them down. Bringing them down to where one might say, maybe that's just where they belong. Okay? And it is now official. It is now official that Chelsea are charity football club. No longer Chelsea Football Club. Because they are just giving out points to people. The day that you are supposed to hold on to your win, even when you got, you considered a goal, you could have at least held your own. But what then happened? The second goal came in and that was it. They couldn't get the 3 points. 3 points that they've been longing for. But yes, one might say since September 27 that Chelsea have not lost any game. Kudos to Chelsea.
Yes, obviously. So moving forward in this match, initially when the game started, Chelsea were all over the place. And as a matter of fact, in the first half of the game when Chelsea won, Arsenal didn't have a shot on target. Not until Martinez did what he did. So with this kind of performances from Chelsea, though it ended in a disappointing draw for them, do you really see them, advancing and playing very well in their forthcoming matches?
See, it's getting tougher. It might look like it's just number, but it's getting tougher for Chelsea. Because, see, if you count the days, how many more matches do we have before you get to the middle of the season? And you are not able to find yourself out of the bottom half of the league. Then, if you don't find yourself out of the bottom half of the league by this time of the year, how are you going to make it to Europe? Okay, you think that Newcastle, Brighton, all those guys are playing Aston Villa? You think they don't have what it takes to make it to Europe? You think because you are Chelsea, and you are just maybe feeling that, yeah, everything will come back together. Come on, it doesn't work that way for this Premier League. Okay, look at the top. Look at the top of the league. Find out that there is heavy competition happening out there. You see Manchester City. Okay, earlier today we are like, okay, maybe if Arsenal wins, that means Arsenal will topple Manchester City, and maybe by the time Tottenham wins by Monday, they will top. That's how crazy the league is right now. Fully competitive. It will take a side that has what it takes. What it takes, I'm talking about, you have your numbers, you have your squad, okay, for you to be able to take this league. It is highly competitive, and unfortunately for Chelsea, Chelsea has not been competitive this season.
All right. Now, talking about the Arsenal side, coming from the international break, we see that it's really had an effect on their players, obviously, because during the course of the game, Arsenal did not play like Arsenal. So it's kind of surprising. So do you really think, and I believe we have another international break still coming up. So like you rightly said earlier on when I was interviewing you, by the time we get to the middle of the season, that is when it will begin to tell on some of these. What do you feel some of these teams need to do to be able to contain whatever crisis they will have in the future?
It's now to what the coach has. The coach has to play the people he thinks will help him win a game or will help him contribute to a game. As it stands for today, I think where Arsenal had major issues, aside individual players not coming out to play, I think the weather did not play a good role for them. If you had noticed how the ball was moving, mind you, it was raining, and unfortunately for Chelsea, that their pitch sometimes can be very, very dreadful to play on. Okay, so Arsenal did not really have it all playing this game. The weather wasn't doing them fairly enough, and if you also, just like you mentioned, coming back from the international break, maybe they needed more time to gain that cohesion, but it did not happen today. They were just all over the place today.
Okay. So looking at going forward from there, I also want to ask you this question I've always been asking you. From the look of how things have turned out this night, where do you see Chelsea ending up, and where do you also see Arsenal ending up?
Okay, let me start with Arsenal. I think Arsenal will not win the league. I think Arsenal will make it to Champions League another time. Okay, but for Chelsea, I don't see Chelsea qualifying for Europe, unfortunately. Okay, they might just be hanging around 8th, 9th position, and I bet you one thing. Okay, they'll be lonely at that spot.
What a way to end the interview. Thank you so much for being with us, bro.